The reopening of California. Governor Newsom has set June 15th as the date when most restrictions will be lifted from businesses.
So what does that mean when it comes to wearing a mask? State health officials say that California will adopt recent CDC guidelines that allow fully vaccinated people to ditch the masks in most cases. But there is here's a look at when you will need to wear a mask, even if fully vaccinated. Face coverings will still be required at transportation hubs, places like airports and the train station. You need to wear a mask also at healthcare and long-term facilities, also correction facilities, homeless shelters, and cooling centers.
If you are not vaccinated, state health officials say you will still need to wear a mask indoors, including places like restaurants, movie theaters, and grocery stores. This is mostly on the honor system. Businesses are not required to check vaccination records.
State health officials say that masks will also be required indoors at K through 12 schools and at child care facilities, regardless of vaccination status. Masks are not required when outdoors during recess or other outdoor activities. It is important to point out here, Dr. Galley with the Department of Health says that this may change based on ongoing conversations with the CDC.
Here's where the rules get especially complicated. Tonight, California's regulators in charge of workplace safety reversed themselves for the second time in a week.
Yeah, tonight they withdrew a controversial pending mask regulation, but it leaves in place an even stricter one. KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo joins us live in the newsroom tonight with the latest. And Melanie, of course, a lot of confusion, even coming from the board members.
Yeah, it's difficult to keep track, Edie and Gulston. The bottom line, though, tonight is nothing changes on June 15th when it comes to masks required in the workplace. CAL-OSHA unanimously passing a motion tonight to withdraw some work it did at its meeting last week. And this gives the board the chance to come up with another draft of what it calls the emergency temporary standards. And those will incorporate changes in line with the CDPH mask guidelines announced today. A special meeting called by CAL-OSHA's board considering how to better align with just announced state health guidance on COVID-19 prevention. Last week, CAL-OSHA voted to allow people to go maskless at work only if every employee in the room was fully vaccinated. But tonight, the board acted to revert to current rules where masks are required for everyone. And now that will stand until they can consider changes more in line with the state health department. The board hearing a heated debate over masking tonight from members of the public.
I cannot follow the bouncing ball of messaging, guidance, and implications being issued by state leaders, public health officials, and CAL-OSHA. In addition, employers cannot plan with this high level of uncertainty. This process does not need to be chaotic. It should be measured, transparent, and collaborative.
The majority of the 2-hour public comment period was filled with commenters using their 2 minutes to make a plea to the board that it retire the emergency temporary standards.
California is supposed to be roaring back, and a confusing, difficult regulation for employers to implement, pitting workers against each other, is going to really significantly delete that roar.
A vocal opponent to doing away completely with mask regulations, a California Nurses Association representative who argued California is where it is with high vaccination rates and low rates of infection because of its aggressive protective measures.
We've been outspoken with our concerns that the CDC's rollback of protective measures like masking and testing threatens the lives of patients, nurses, other frontline workers, and children and other medically vulnerable people. As much as we wish it were true, this pandemic is not over, and we cannot rely on just one intervention to prevent spread. We cannot vaccinate our way out of this crisis.
And again, reiterating the bottom line, nothing changes in the workplace on June 15th with regard to mask mandates. CAL-OSHA will vote again next Thursday, June 17th, and if it passes the updated standards, they would go into effect somewhere around June 28th. Golston and Edie?
Yeah, I mean, people need some clear guidance and really just one set of rules from the state. So hopefully they can all get on one page. Melanie, thank you.